A warm welcome, everyone, and thank you very much for joining today's live session, where you have the opportunity to gain insights into the latest update of the SAP Cloud ERP private package. So today's session is part of an entire series on the SAP Business Suite. And in the description of this video, you have the opportunity to access our playlist, where you can find all past as well as the upcoming sessions. So don't miss the opportunity to take a look into our playlist. So I'm glad to have David Yawalkar as expert with us today. So David is the head of RISE with SAP and responsible for commercialization and adoption. He's based out of Walldorf at the SAP headquarters in Germany. So you, the participants, have the opportunity to raise your questions. You can do so by using the chat window, and we will pick them up right after the presentation part. So without any further ado, I would like to hand over to David now, and the stage is all yours.
Thanks, Sinan, and welcome also from my side here out of sunny Walldorf today. Thanks for dialing in. The next 20 minutes, I'm going to be presenting you our latest SAP Cloud ERP private package. This is a successor of our RISE with SAP packages that we have launched to the SAP price list end of April. In this session, you'll get an overview on what's part of the package, why did we change it, and also giving you some insights into the different components, as well as giving an emphasis on how the private cloud works from a architecture perspective and a roles and responsibilities point of view. So let's dive right in. I think you've seen this picture plenty enough if you followed SAP for the last weeks and months. This is our current strategic positioning. You'll see our session will be focused on the Cloud ERP part as part of the Business Suite strategy that SAP is following. So the Cloud ERP is obviously front and center of this strategy, but the Cloud ERP is not only S/4HANA in the sense of S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition in our case, but even broader than that, as we are packaging in various components on top of the Cloud ERP into our package. So let's look at what packages are available, and then let's focus on the private side of the house. So first of all, we at SAP differentiate between existing SAP ERP customers and net new SAP ERP customers. Existing SAP ERP customers will go on the RISE with SAP journey towards the Business Suite, while new SAP ERP customers will go on the Grow with SAP journey towards the SAP Business Suite. The outcome of a journey can be different packages that they purchase from SAP when it comes to our Cloud ERP packages. Most of the times, an existing customer that goes on a RISE with SAP journey would end up buying the new SAP Cloud ERP private package, whereas net new customers to ERP that go on the Grow with SAP journey would most likely end up purchasing some of our public cloud line of business Suite packages. And you'll get a separate session here on YouTube on these packages in the next weeks to come. So stay tuned. So as I just outlined, you'll see a RISE with SAP journey will most likely end up in a customer moving to the SAP Cloud ERP private package on the bottom left corner of this slide. This is also the package I'm going to be explaining to you today. But you'll see the other 5 packages below that are our public cloud packages from a line of business point of view, that also customers that move to the private cloud side of the house can contribute as well and add them to their bill of materials, but most likely net new customers would move to these public cloud packages. Okay, so now let's look at what's part of the Cloud ERP private package. First of all, what's important to us is that customers are using our tools and the Business Suite methodology to move towards the private cloud. As we know, especially existing customers have a lot of legacy, but also investments into their ERP system, be it into their processes, be it into the architecture. And our tools and services like Signavio, LANX, but also the Business Technology Platform will help you to make the right choices in your transformation journey. That's why the tool chain is tremendously important, and you'll also see this reflected in the package that I'm showing you now. So what does the package consist of? If we look at the Cloud ERP private package, obviously, business applications are part of the package, and the main business application customers would purchase this bundle for is the SAP S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition. As you know, we have two S/4HANA solutions that we are offering in the cloud, the public edition, the private edition, with two different development teams within SAP, with dedicated innovations for addressing two different market segments of installed base customers and net new customers. But we are not stopping with the business applications on the S/4HANA side. You'll see that we also add Analytics Cloud for Planning, Enterprise Service Management, SAP Taulia, as well as the Business Network into the package with additional commercial value, so that customers can extend their transformation beyond S/4HANA with these business applications that we see very relevant in every customer's transformation generically. Obviously, business applications is only one side of the story. That's why we are adding the transformation tools and services to our package. I already showed that LANX and Signavio is key, especially when it comes to moving the ERP system from where you are today towards the S/4HANA private cloud world. This is where our tools help you tremendously in looking at your processes and architecture. But we know also that you guys need help from SAP in the sense of getting started with your journey. That's why we are including services activities, and I'll go a bit more into detail in the next few slides on what the services are that we are including in this offering. But we are trying to help you with service activities to get a head start in your journey towards the Cloud ERP private solution. Also, last but not least, optimization and extensibility is key. We know ERP customers love to customize and also tailor their ERP system to their needs. And optimization and extensibility in the right way is key to keep a system agile and being able to move along quicker. That's why we are including SAP Build, meaning the successor of the Cloud Platform Enterprise Agreement, CPA, into our offering with a large commercial value, so that you as the customers can use the business technology platform to put your extensions there. Also, we know that master data governance is key, and having a good master data governance structure in the system is important to every customer. That's why we are having the S/4HANA Private Edition MDG solution as part of this package as well. So this is a nutshell on what's included in the package. Let me dive a bit into the individual components. Some of them, I cannot go into all of them for time reasons, but just highlight a few. Obviously, the S/4HANA is front and center in this package, right? It's a dedicated S/4HANA product that we are developing, enhancing. Our main focus today in enhancing S/4HANA is infusing more and more AI scenarios and AI capabilities into the product. You'll see a dedicated roadmap for this offering on sap.com. So there are continuous innovations that we are delivering and planning for the S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition world. So please take a look at Roadmap Explorer for the roadmap of scenarios, especially in the context of AI that we are delivering. Now, I said Signavio is part of the package. We had Signavio as part of our former Rise with SAP package a few years back, but only with a starter package. We've now changed the approach, and we are including SAP Signavio with a much higher value. As we know, it's not only key during the transformation, but also during continuously looking at your business processes and trying to optimize your business processes in a continuous manner to always stay up to date. So we are including, for example, Process Manager, so that you can make your processes more efficient, or Collaboration Hub to even collaborate across different organizations to use the same process across. So you'll see a lot of different solutions from the Signavio portfolio that are part of our package with a high commercial value, so that you're not running out of licenses right when you start to use it, but giving you enough commercial value to really get use cases and reports up and running. What is new to the package is SAP LANX. We have acquired LANX to support you guys with looking at your entire system landscape. We know customers have a vast amount of different applications in their landscape and enterprise architecture, and having a continuous overview on what's running where there's overlap points, where there's optimization potential is very much key. So an architecture review and continuously looking at your entire landscape can be done using the SAP LANX capabilities that we have put into this package. Now, I said we have a services also part of the offering. As we know, we put a lot of business applications and tools into the offering. We need to help customers with getting up to speed and getting the project up and running as quick as possible. So what you're getting with the embedded launch activities, you're getting 3 individual live sessions with our experts to get your project started, to introduce the offering to you, to explain the capabilities and entitlements that we're giving to you in much more detail than I do today. I'm giving an overview today, but in these 3 live sessions, you get way more guidance on what you've purchased and how to make the most out of it during your transformation journey. Speaking of that, we are even enhancing our package with a even deeper services offering that is called the Transformation Preparation Service for SAP Business Suite. What that helps you is to use the software and business applications and tools that I have just shared to set them up for you. So our experts will help you in the engagement in the start of your transformation journey in the first few weeks to set up the tools and services I've just explained. So setting up tools and applications, so setting up the SAP BTP platform, setting up Signavio, LANX, but also getting first scenarios and use cases up and running. For example, a first AI use case or a first extension scenario using SAP Build. So we are trying to help you get your hands dirty, if you will, in the first weeks together with us in the capabilities that we're giving you to make sure you are adopting what is part of this package, right? So this is the idea with this transformation preparation service. Obviously, it's tremendously important that we also engage our partner ecosystem in this activity, as private cloud is very much of a partner-first approach of us collaborating with our partner ecosystem to help you as the customers to transform and implement all of the solutions, and especially as for HANA in the private cloud context. We'll also, that's what I said, increase the commercial value of our business technology platform. So we are now including commercial value for what we call SAP Build, so the successor of CPA Cloud Platform Enterprise Agreement. This is mainly for customers to really follow what we preach and talk about a lot as part of the Clean Core journey. So if you want to extend and personalize your S/4HANA system, which many customers do want to do, we are trying to help you to do this in the cleanest possible way so that you are keeping the system agile enough to run frequent upgrades, and also that these extensions are built in a way that they are sustainable. Also, integrations are built in a way that they're sustainable. We know a wrongly built integration causes a lot of trouble, especially during system updates and upgrades. So that's why our commercial value of the business technology platform capabilities in this package has tremendously increased. So you'll see that you get access to various SAP Build users, SAP Build developers, licenses, so that you can use the business technology platform for extending the S/4HANA system as much as possible. We've also linked some material down here to Clean Core extensibility scenarios and some use cases that you can achieve within the entitlements granted in the package. So please look out for that when we share the slides with you after this session. Just generally, how does the S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition setup work? So this is the private cloud part of the package. We know that some of the other components that I just shared are public cloud solutions, like, for example, Signavio, LANX, or our business technology platform, whereas the private cloud setup of the house in the S/4HANA space is set up like you see here. You see that customers get hyperscaler choice across the main hyperscalers, and then the service is delivered from SAP all the way to the application. This is on one contract, including the hyperscaler infrastructure. This has been our stable and successful setup for the past 5 years, ever since we launched RISE with SAP. Nothing has changed here, also not with the new package and the new brand being SAP Cloud ERP Private. It's the same approach. You still get your guaranteed commercial uptime SLA of the entire stack of 99.7. There is obviously the possibility for customers to increase the SLA to 99.99 if wanted to commercially, but our SLA of 99.7 is only the commercial one. Our real SLA across the 100,000 systems we operate is in the 99.9 space anyway. But the guaranteed commercial one is 99.7. Customers can also, in addition, in the S4HANA world, get a disaster recovery setup going and increase their RTO and RPO times if there's a need to. So this is the setup, how it works. Your engagement model with SAP moving to a private cloud setup also changes, coming from an on-premise side of the house. Obviously, in the on-premise world, what you got from SAP was the software, license, and support, whereas everything else in the gray part of the left side of this picture is running with the customer/partner. Moving now to the private cloud side, much more responsibility, especially in the operating level, goes to SAP. So we are now not only giving you license and support, we are also running the technical infrastructure, the hyperscaler infrastructure. We are monitoring your system. We're doing the security monitoring. We are patching your system. We are doing all the technical managed services that you may need, be it a system copy, a system refresh. But then there's also in this light blue part in the middle, a zone where we call it an interaction zone between you as the customer in the private cloud world and our operating team. So you as the customer, you're in the driver's seat on when do you want to upgrade the system? When do you want to have a feature pack being updated? When do you want us to patch the system together? So you will initiate these kind of activities and collaborate with us. As with the private cloud, there's much more flexibility, but then also accountability on the customer side. That's why we have this kind of light blue part where we are collaborating for certain activities in the private cloud together. Obviously, on the very top in the gray part, the application management sits with you as the customer together with your partner, right? Focusing on getting the latest innovations adopted and getting the latest innovations configured on the business application side of the house, testing integrations, setting up new integrations, delivering some of your developing some of your extensions on the business technology platform. These things are managed by you as a customer. So your shift in attention goes more upwards to the application side of the house, and SAP takes care of the technical operations of the system. And then we have this interaction zone in between. So that's just to give you an idea on the responsibility. So in a nutshell, this package and the private cloud solution is an all-in-one solution where we're trying to package all the capabilities, business applications, tools and services, as well as extensibility capabilities in one offering that helps you to transform to the cloud with your ERP system being in the private cloud. We are delivering the operations for all of the business applications and tools that I've shared with you. So this is a managed cloud offering by SAP, all under one contract. And a key differentiator is that you don't need to focus on things like data protection, security, and compliance too much anymore, as SAP is taking a lion's share of the responsibility, making sure your system is secure and compliant. Obviously, the security point of view on the application side and having the right roles and responsibilities set up on the application is with the customer, but all the technical security sits with SAP, and we're making sure to keep the system secure, up and running, and also adhering to the latest compliance standards. With that, I hope I gave you a little bit of an overview on what this offering comprises. I know I was not able to touch on every single component of the offering, but we have a lot of enablement material out there touching on the value of each of the components, but I've highlighted some of the most important ones. And with that being said, I want to thank you guys for being part of this YouTube live session today, and looking forward to answer any questions or follow up offline together. Over to you, Sinan.
Great. Thank you very much, David, for your valuable insights into the SAP Cloud ERP private package update. So as you've already mentioned, let's now move over to the Q&A part. And before we do so, just a quick remark from my side. The slides you have just seen will be accessible via the description of this video shortly after the session. So you still have the opportunity to include your questions in the chat window, and we will pick them up right now. So with that, let me take a look into the chat if we have any questions. So I can see the first question in there. Let me read it out loud. So it says, how do I receive AI use cases in the context of this bundle?
So we are developing AI use cases within the S4HANA private cloud world. You have to differentiate SAP doing AI in two different segments, business use cases and conversational AI use cases. So conversational AI, meaning SAP Joule as your interactive assistant. We include unlimited navigational interaction with Joule in this offering. So this is part of the offering. When you want to run more sophisticated AI conversational scenarios or business application AI scenarios, you license what SAP is calling AI units as the commercial vehicle to run some of these AI scenarios. And then we activate those in your S4HANA private cloud system for you so you can run these AI use cases. So just to repeat, conversational navigational AI is part of the offering from an unlimited point of view, more sophisticated AI scenarios with the conversational assistant, but also in the business side of the house, from a business process perspective, you license what we call AI units to run those.
Great. Thank you for shedding light on this topic. So we have another question in the chat, which is it possible to exchange solutions that are part of the bundle with other SAP solutions?
Yeah, so that's not possible. This is a fixed bundle and fixed components as part of the bundle, meaning let's, for example, say you already own Signavio or LANX capabilities. We will top those up with what you get in the package. You can unfortunately not replace and exchange, as we cannot do that also from a bundling point of view. So it's you see what you get offering. So everything that's part of it you will receive, and there's no wiggle room to exchange things for another, just to be clear. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So I can currently not see any additional questions in the chat. If there are any, we still have a couple of minutes left. So to the participants, you still have the opportunity to include your questions in the chat window. In the meantime, let me just quickly repeat what I've outlined in the beginning. So today's session is part of an entire series on the theme of SAP Business Suite, and you can access all the past as well as also the upcoming sessions in the playlist. You can find the link leading to the playlist again in the description of this video. So there you can also access a session, for example, on SAP Business AI, which just took place last week. So with that, let me take another look into the chat. So I cannot see any additional questions. So thank you very much again, David, for being with us today,
Thank
for
you.
taking your time. And many thanks also to the participants. Would be great to see you again in one of our future sessions. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.